Colin Duggan doesn't have a fishing rod with him, and he isn't out hunting for seal. He needs to separate the chunks of ice that came in with the tide at Mahoney's Beach just enough to fit his bucket down for a fill-up. So, what exactly is he doing out here? He's harvesting seawater so he can make salt.
The higher the tide, the higher the salt content, because that water is coming from the deep ocean.
His business, Tidal Salt, started on a whim 6 years ago when he brought a bucket of seawater home and experimented making his own salt through watching DIY videos on YouTube. He says there wasn't a lot of information to go on, but after a few batches, he learned how to filter and nurse the salt flakes out of the water. Unlike table salt, his fleur de sel is a complex flavor.
Salt that comes from the beach we're at today, or the salt that might come from the eastern shore, Nova Scotia, or the salt that might come from Vancouver or from Italy, all of those salts, if you break down the chemical combinations and what's there, are all a little bit different. So those combinations are there as a fingerprint to the area they're taken from.
The time between collecting at the ocean and having the finished product in a jar takes over a week, sometimes longer.
We always say it's scoop ocean, boil ocean, succeed.
Duggan's setup is right in his backyard. He boils the seawater over 2 propane burners. Specifics of the filtering process and how to get the taste just where it needs to be are a secret of the trade that many salt makers figure out in their own way. There's about 25 grams of salt per liter of water Duggan collects, but he says that number does fluctuate and he can get as high as 32 grams from storm surge.
We're taking that deep ocean, that cold deep ocean water, and just pulling it up onto shore.
He's always watching for major weather systems.
With Hurricane Fiona, we went out right before and right after that storm, as soon as we could physically get back to that, just to see that difference.
If you're looking for a taste of Nova Scotia in the truest sense of the word, Tidal Salt is available for order online at tidalsalt.ca.